The planned elevation of the new Interstate Highway 45 through the Spence area neighborhood in South Dallas will bring additional problems to a community which already has more than its share of problems. If completed according to present design plans, the highway will be elevated on a mile-long bridge over the top of homes throughout the length of the Spence area. It would depress property values, disrupt the community, create noise pollution, and serve as a potential breeding place for crime and criminals among its long row of concrete columns. Many residents of the neighborhood have already expressed fear of having their children walk under an elevated highway at night. They all remember the recent and tragic rape and death of a 14-year-old girl in a house left vacant when the State Highway Department acquired the right-of-way for Interstate Highway 45. Members of the Spence neighborhood say they didn't ask for another highway since they already have Central Expressway, which is only 2 blocks away, and they emphasize that since Interstate Highway is of such irregular design, steps should have been taken to ensure that they were consulted beyond a legal notice in the newspapers. These legal notices only indicate a highway is being built, but tell nothing of the design. We join them in saying that if there is to be a highway, it should be built right, like those outside of South Dallas are not at all. We don't think that asking for design changes, which will make this a first-rate highway, is unreasonable in light of the fact that never before in Dallas, nor in the entire state of Texas, has an interstate highway been designed to be elevated through a residential community. Surely the people of Dallas do not want this appalling distinction. Furthermore, it would be a bad precedent, which could eventually affect other neighborhoods. But why begin in South Dallas? Is it because no one has spoken against such treatment in the past? We have called this press conference to show our united concern and support for the interests of our community, and to say that we are determined that we will no longer sit back while our community is treated differently, not only from any other community in Dallas, but in the state of Texas. We commend the people of the Spence neighborhood for reminding us that citizens should speak out when the interest of their neighborhood is at stake. We also commend them for their determination to voice their concern in an orderly fashion through the proper legal channels. We trust that their concern will merit a favorable response from a government that should be vitally concerned for the welfare of all its people. We invite the citizens of Dallas to send telegrams, organizations to send us resolutions indicating their support for the Spence area neighborhood. For as I've already indicated, we do not only feel that this is a problem which faces the South Dallas community, but we feel that this is a problem which affects all of Dallas. You can't isolate these problems and segregate them to any one community. Thank you so very much.
Reverend Holmes, I'd like to ask a couple of questions, if I may. First of all, do you feel as though the particular arrangement of Interstate 45 has some special meaning, or is it just an accident that it was planned the way that it was?
I feel that it's highly unusual for this, as I've already indicated, to be the first highway of its kind, the first design of its kind to be built over a residential neighborhood in Dallas and in the state of Texas. And of course, I feel that perhaps I'm wondering if this is happening in South Dallas because there is the feeling that there will be no effort to speak against this kind of a thing. I'm wondering if South Dallas isn't being taken for granted because it's felt that here you will find the least resistance to this kind of thing. And what we're saying today is that we are aware of this, and we're determined to speak out against this kind of treatment of our community.
Well, Councilman Allen and Dr. Conrad, do you all feel the same way he does on this?
I'd like to comment on that. I think history repeats itself. We had the same problem with Horn Freeway. Horn Freeway came across the heart of a populated area in South Dallas called Bear Street with no exit, no way to get on or off, until some people made some representation to our state senator at that time, and then belatedly they put one on. This speaks for itself.
Ron, I don't think they even considered whether it would do violence to the residents of the South Dallas community. I think they planned a freeway with the engineers, the way it would move traffic fastest, at least expense to build, and just ignored what it might do to the community. Yes, sir.
In terms of the city council in the city of Dallas, has the city exhausted all of its resources in having passed the resolution that it did?
Ron, I'm not sure. In fact, I don't think it has. I think the resolution simply said to the State Highway Department that there is concern at the official level of the city government that the residents of this community do have good reason to resent this, and the minimum thing they can do and do right now is desist in any further construction of it, call another public hearing to get the representations from people who are interested, and especially the people of this community and this block partnership, and all of the people of goodwill who would go to Austin and help in this cause. But I believe more than that, the city can have a representative from its government to make an official statement in that regard.
I see that all three of the elected officials whom we see quite prominently from the Dallas community, who are black, are teamed together in this effort. I wonder if there's any specific significance to that fact. Does it have a meaning?
Well, we are together in anything that makes for progress and that affects our community. So this is just maybe a public expression of it, but happily we are long time close and warm friends.
And I think this also indicates the kind of united support, strong support for the Spence area neighborhood which exists in the community. The fact that we're all together. And never before have I really seen this kind of united support behind an issue. And we have it on this issue. We feel very strong about it.
One of the things that the state officials, state highway officials have said is that the plan that the Spence neighborhood people have proposed is, I think the quote is, not feasible. Have you all done any checking into what the additional cost would be if one of the options were selected by the state highway people?
I can give you two numbers that were thrown at me in the last couple of days, and I'll give you the source, so if you want to follow through on it, you're free to do it. Roosevelt Johnson, who is executive director of the Dallas Urban League, quoted an official from the highway department, the state highway department, in saying that the minimum changes, that is the providing of ingress and egress lanes, would run close to $4,200,000. The maximum changes that the community is asking for, that of building it subsurface, like most of the North Dallas tollway is built, would cost approximately, well, $20 million plus. And added that they didn't look with very much optimism towards making either one of the changes. Well, I think that's before they really know what they're running up against.